Well, hello, welcome to I Love Gay today. And we are jumping back not only in the world of in Los Angeles, but in the world of writers and just journalists and folks that have been out there putting a lot of effort out in this. And we're here with Ben Kawaller. How are you?
Hi, Matt. I'm great. How are you?
Fantastic. Good to connect with you here.
The same. I'm already loving this attention.
Well, I love the fact that I enjoyed. I've known Joseph, who we recently interviewed, but I've known him for quite a few years, and
I'm so sorry.
and it was great. It was great because we had a great interview and so forth. But his first thought was like, "You have got to get Ben on the show as well." So I'm
That's a
starting to
high
think.
bar.
I'm like, I think I can see why.
Well, thank you. We'll see
But
how
no,
this.
no, I was just gonna say you're a man of a lot of trades: writer, playwright, screenwriter. You've done a lot, but it's at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
it's
you're
a
just
meandering road. Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
helping get the stories out there to quite an audience in a wide variety of ways.
I'm helping to bring people's attention to myself.
But some of the stuff you worked on, like I know you've because you work with LA Magazine, Free Press, but I mean even recently you were there at Outfest and so forth. So on the LGBT side, you've done a lot of coverage there as well.
Yeah, I try to go where I can find an audience and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But you're right in the middle of West Hollywood.
I am. I live in, if for anyone who's watching who doesn't know, West Hollywood is it's like the gay capital of the world, and
Oh,
certainly of LA.
uh,
Uh, all of us here are some of the most shallow, superficial homosexuals you can find anywhere.
I
And
remember I lived probably very close to where you're at, and but I noticed you also create content for Wehoville, which I also remember there
I
when I was
used
living.
to. I mean, this was years. It's been a few years now since I did that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and they've gone through some different owners and stuff. But yeah, I got my start doing making videos for Wehoville.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think the first thing I did was like a gay CrossFit competition, which is like the
Yeah.
most Hollywood thing to cover possible. And yeah, I just reached out to the editor and he's like, sure, do let's see what you do. And
Yeah.
he liked it, fortunately.
I
So
love how you got started. We actually we've swapped, you and I. I'm from LA and I moved to New York and now I live outside of New York, and
oh,
you're from New York and you moved to LA, and
Brooklyn.
but when I was reading some of your background and everything you've done, but you used to intern. You kind of got your start at New York Magazine, right?
Yeah, my first job out of college was an intern at New York Magazine.
Yeah.
And then the rest of my 20s were just like a total disaster. I was completely aimless, did not know what the hell I was doing. And
Yeah.
then at New York Magazine, like right now, what I do, much of what I do is I go and I do interviews on camera.
Yeah.
And back then I like they'd send me out to like cover red carpet events. And all I wanted to do was like make the celebrities like me. So like we'd have these transcripts of me just like telling jokes to celebrities, but like there was no camera on me. Like there was no like it was all sort of pointless.
Yeah.
And so I was sort of, it felt like I was on the wrong side of the red carpet. I wanted them to like be interested in me. Of course they weren't. Um, yeah. So yeah, it sort of took a while to figure out what the hell it is I'm kind of meant to do in this world. And I
Yeah.
moved to LA like my in my late 20s and then sort of chased after the TV writing thing for a while and then got into journalism, which is where I am now. And it's
Yeah.
finally nice. So
As
that's
you
good.
as you cruise on down to Arkansas and talk to straight men about duck hunting.
Yes, I covered a duck hunting event last month or in November. Or a duck calling contest. It's like
Duck. Yes.
yes. So in this town in Arkansas, this is like the legendary thing they do here is so a duck call is this, it's like this kazoo like thing that you blow
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
like makes it, oh, you know what a duck call is. Excuse me. I'm sure
Yeah.
all of our readers know or your watchers know what a duck call is. But I didn't know what one was. And there's this town in Arkansas that does this like duck calling like pageant. It's like this multi-divisional thing. And like from like sun up to sundown, like the kids do it, the senior citizens do it. For some reason, there's like a separate like women's division that does it and then
Yeah.
like the world championship of all of it at the end. And they stand on stage and they like blow and they blow into this thing and the whole place sounds like it's full of ducks.
Yeah.
and then they crown the queen at the end.
Well, when I was reading your article, though, I loved it. That who knew that straight men down south watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
Well, yeah, because then I met up with a hunter, and he took
Yeah,
me duck hunting,
yeah.
and and then it came out that he'd seen RuPaul's Drag Race. So you never know about people.
We have so much.
You shouldn't stereotype.
No, we have so much more in common, and we focus on the differences. Maybe we shouldn't.
I know that's my whole thing. Bringing people together.
I loved the article that I was reading that you had kind of boring old gays still hang out with the LGBTQIAs.
Oh yes, I covered the Pride Parade
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Press earlier this year, and I met a 10-year-old kid who was a pansexual, non-binary person.
yeah.
The first pansexual 10-year-old I've ever met.
But that's kind of, but
That
isn't
sounds
that kind of
amazing.
isn't that kind of your style though? It's just that just kind of integrating this yourself, your personality, and kind of a comedic side to a lot of some of the content, and it comes out great.
Thank you. I will say the best videos of mine are the ones where I'm not doing any of the talking, where I've just met someone who's interesting and fun, and it's just,
Yep.
yeah. So, and the Pride Parade but it gave me a lot of good material.
Yeah. Well, you said you're doing all that now, but before that, you said in between you're doing was it both screenwriting and playwriting and so forth, or that's
Yeah, I mean, I like writing. I mean, I really like writing for the stage more than writing for the screen. So in the stage, you can have people sort of like monologue for pages and pages and sort of rant about things, and
yeah,
because they're fictional, like you don't actually have to take any ownership of it. It's some fictional character saying all the things you want to say.
yeah,
So that's what's nice about playwriting. But I was very sort of drawn to the allure of Hollywood, and I didn't, like I said, did not really know what I wanted to do, and I was so like in the closet to myself about my creative ambitions until I was like 30.
yeah.
And and so I pursued like writing for television for several years. But I mean, I never like what I really wanted to do was like get hired like to write for TV. But to get in now, you have to like sell a pilot.
Hmm.
And I wrote a couple pilots and like I got some traction. It wasn't like completely demoralizing, just mostly demoralizing. But I never, and if someone said to me, Ben, write a television pilot, I just like at this point I'm like, "Ugh, I'd rather die. It just sounds horrible, because like I need to sort of get into that. You have to have like a lot of sort of self-direction and self-control and discipline, all the things I'm just sort of allergic to. I need to be like told what to do, and then I do it, and then someone says nice job, and they give me some money, and then like that's the life I need. I can't with the self-directed. It's too.
I hear
Not that
you,
you've
man.
asked about any of this. Yeah.
No, no, but it's so this isn't me. Was that a film or
That was a pilot that I did write all by myself
okay,
and produced. I mean, I had a director who
yeah,
co-produced with me, but it was a South by Southwest official selection,
yep.
but it was in 2020, so it never happened. So
But the
right.
ups, but the upside. What was your impression of when you were at the San Pedro International Film Festival? And
My
this is a trick.
impression
This
of
is a
this,
trick question. This is a trick question.
well, I did go to it.
You did or you did not?
I did.
Good.
Yeah. Why is this a
Go.
trick question?
What'd
My
you
impression.
think?
Look, they gave me best comedy pilot. What can I tell you? I know these people have great taste.
did you enjoy being at the Warner Theater down on Sixth
I did.
Street?
That like classic old theater that it was in. Yes, it was held at this like old, very
Yeah.
ancient. It was like a former Nickelodeon. I don't know what a Nickelodeon is actually, but I think it's what I was in watching my pilot. So
That's where I'm from.
you're
I'm
from
from
San
San
Pedro.
Pedro.
Oh, nice.
So when I saw that your film, This Isn't Me, was at San Pedro International Film Festival, I'm like, this is perfect. We have got to
It
meet.
was a pilot, and it's only 20 minutes. So all of your readers or watchers should go watch it right now. It's about a wayward homosexual who gets a job tutoring an antisocial transgender 10-year-old. Perfect. It's everything you love.
I was going to say that's going to go real well now in 2024 in the Don't
It,
Say Gay world.
it's funny. I mean, well, I wrote it in 2018, I guess.
Okay.
I guess I wrote it in 2017.
Yeah.
It was a different. it's a different time for a whole lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
so
we're January 2024. Anything exciting on the horizon?
let's see. I mean, I don't know what I can. I don't know if I can talk about it, but I'm hoping to develop a show. I'm with the Free Press about sort of what you're talking about building bridges between supposedly antagonistic groups in America.
Well, it's
I
going to
mean,
be a
we're
hot
all sort
topic
of,
now.
yeah. I mean, I think the idea of it is that I think Americans tend to think of each other as different archetypes, or we've kind of come into that. We're in that habit now.
Yeah.
Everyone's a type, you know.
No.
And I guess my type would be godless Jewish sodomite, you know, or at least that's probably how like a lot of people in America might at first see me. And I can't say they're wrong about any of that, but there's more to me than that.
Well,
Like,
especially with your social media profiles, like you know, you might be able to get just the format right, and it might just blow up on TikTok.
well, we're hoping to be on Netflix, honey. TikTok. Although TikTok, that's where, you know, I don't know, that's where everyone, that's where all the real money is. Like if I were really like if I could do the thing where like you every day you like make a piece of content and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are like raking it in.
No, I know. So that's the whole thing, especially content like this. You see, you know, sometimes somebody nails a format and just can continue on, and you know, being out there in the real world and getting some of those voices out there in this divisive world for 2024. It's going to be a hot topic.
I hope so.
Yeah. No, I love all this. And mostly I'm looking forward to I do travel a lot and get back home to LA every once in a while. So it would be great to be able to connect in the real world. Maybe you and
I would love that.
And when I said that, when I was saying Joseph, you're wondering, my brain had a brain fart, and his last name Fennedy fell out of my head. So Joseph Fennedy and you and myself, we could go, you know, just be great to connect.
I would love that.
Yeah. But no, mostly thanks for taking a little bit of your time and sharing a bit of kind of what you're up to here with our audience.
Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me in all of my scheduling.
We make it work. All right, you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Matt.
Absolutely.
It feels good, so good. Coming back